Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Good afternoon, good morning, good tomorrow, wherever you're tuning in from. Glad to have you aboard as we get set up to discuss, yes sirree, Mr. Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. One thing I will note right off the start is this is not a Connor McDavid hit piece. This is simply asking some questions, trying to figure it out myself. What is going on with Connor McDavid, because it's been a weird start to the season for him, and obviously not one that we're used to seeing out of Connor McDavid nowadays. Friends, if you are new to the channel though at any time, I would encourage you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV for more Edmonton Oilers content throughout the season. You know, I've been doing this whole thing a long time. Most of you, if you're watching this video, have probably already hit that subscribe button, so thank you again for that. All right, friends, what do we got? Well, let's go to the first graphic, shall we? Quick and easy, McDavid's stats. All the way at the bottom here. 23-24, 11 games in, 2 goals, 8 assists, and 10 points. Well, that's a big issue. -4 for the first time in his career since 2019-2020. And then 0.91 points per game, the first time in his career, I think in a long stretch of 11 games plus, that he's averaged less than a point per game. I know there's some stretch back when he was a rookie, but again, you're going to talk to me about prime Connor McDavid versus rookie Connor McDavid and say, it's happened before. No. You're not going to do that to me. Please don't do that to me. So we keep going here. 1 power play goal for Connor McDavid. He's never been a huge power play goal scorer. I think that's always been left up to Leon over the course of his career. And then as well, 32 shots on goal for McDavid this year. So averaging less than 3 shots per game and a 6.3 shooting percentage despite roughly the same time on ice. So this major concern. We know some factors. Connor had an injury earlier this season. We know that it possibly was nagging him before the injury actually took him out of the lineup for 2 games. So that's kind of where the concern is it might not be a full issue with the Oilers captain in terms of just confidence or in terms of the team sucking. It might still be very well an injury issue that might not go away at all this year. Although, honestly, if you're going to have Connor McDavid injured, you take that LTIR money, you shelf him for a month or 2, whatever it takes to get him right. You go do that big trade that we've been talking about this week. You go get somebody in there that can help you score, defend, and win you some hockey games, and you go do the job, because quite simply, the Edmonton Oilers cannot afford to have this kind of production from Connor McDavid in the playoffs, right? Connor McDavid, yeah, you don't want to talk about it. The Oilers are a 2-player team. That's fine. But no matter what you think of Connor McDavid, he still does have to do some heavy lifting for the Edmonton Oilers. And comparatively speaking, heavy lifting has not been done by Connor McDavid this season. 10 points in 11 games. That's not the McDavid we know. What do you have? 153, 123, 105. You look at that there. You got to know that Connor McDavid, even if he has a terrible year, is still going to put up 90 plus points. And currently he's on pace for less than 82. That is of concern, especially when you're the captain and the team's in the toilet as it has been all year. And while secondary, you're not producing. So that's a major issue we need to look at. And you look at this here too, this chart. Team stats through the first 13. Bless me, I've had a lot of sneezes lately. Through the first 13 games of the season here, friends. Leon Draisaitl, 15 points. Zach Hyman, a point per game. Evan Bouchard, just about a point per game. And then you got Evander Kane in there at 10 points. Connor McDavid at 10. And not on the chart, but also at 10 is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And you look at this, everybody above Connor McDavid on this list, yeah, it might be by 3 seconds, might be by 7 seconds, is averaging less time on ice than McDavid himself. So that's tough. I really don't know what to say here when it comes to Connor McDavid at this point, because the concern should be real. And obviously, I think if anything is up with McDavid, if any injury, anything substantial that we need to actually address, we need to address it early. We need to have him in shape for the playoffs and ready to go, because thanks to that win against Seattle, we're not completely cooked. But the longer you keep playing McDavid injured, the longer it's going to wear on him, and the longer he will be out of the lineup if indeed it is an injury for Connor McDavid. So at this point, the Oilers really have to just figure it out. And you know what? You might have to do some things you don't want to do. But again, you have to figure this out because you can't let this continue. It's one of the biggest storylines outside of the record and goaltending this season for the Edmonton Oilers. So you got to assume that they should be aware of it and they should be looking to take care of it. And here's the other thing here now for Stuart Skinner. He improves the goals against average down to 3.53 and an 861 save percentage following that game against the Seattle Kraken. So a little bit of an improvement, but not much there for our main starter right now. Friends, it's been an interesting start to the year. Obviously, it's a feel-good moment last night winning against the Seattle Kraken. And, you know, it's funny how it all works out in the end because now we can kind of calm down for today, and then perhaps tomorrow, if that heavy hockey report that both Patrick and I referenced is correct, we'll have some big news tomorrow, and then we'll get into the rest of the meat grinder as we continue to go down the stretch here in November. So friends, thanks for being aboard. I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I am up on out of here.